Hello there, and as you can see and hear, it's a Christmas introduction. 23rd, I think it is today, and I think I want to talk about that actually, Christmas. I had no idea what I was going to talk about, even though I had the picture, but Christmas time, it's relevant to talk about it. And what does Christmas teach children? Christmas, the message of Christmas is, people say, is about Jesus Christ. Or Lord Sananda, other names, or even Christ consciousness. And that is a message of love, and it's a message of togetherness, oneness. Not a message of, what, before I get to that, what message are we giving kids? We're not giving kids that real message, are we? It's really a message, it's like a Satan message. Well, Santa Satan. If you twist the word around, it's Satan. But the message should be about love all the time. But what message do we give kids? We're basically brainwashing children to buy things, right? And to believe that, and so they're going to go around their whole life thinking that buying things and expectations is love, when love has no expectations. It just gives. And I don't mean buying things. Love is a projection of energy. It's a feeling. And by teaching kids that, oh yes, buying things is love, that's what the system wants you to believe. And then that's teaching the children to live their life with expectations, which will later bring hurt. Right? So the message of Christmas has been twisted. That's what the system does with everything. So they're trying to convince you that money, they want you to think consciously that love is the power, but then subconsciously, they want you to think consciously that love is the power, but subconsciously believing that money is the power. And your subconscious mind manifests your reality. That is the way it is. Your subconscious mind, your subconsciousness manifests your reality and experience. And that's the way it is. That's why when someone dies, they will then manifest, or they'll see Christ, or someone will see a more demonic creature, because it comes from your subconscious. That's why they're always like making demonic films, and haunted demonic films. The system is trying to keep this reincarnation wheel going. And that's how you keep the reincarnation wheel going, is you just get the people to stay in the same awareness state that they were in life. If they stay there their entire life, they won't be able to get out. They'll go to somewhere that is probably similar to here. Because you are your awareness, your feelings. You can go anywhere. People have this perception that if they die, that somehow everything's going to change. But nothing can change you, because you are your feelings. Right? Your feelings is what manifests everything, your awareness. So you can only change your reality by changing your emotions and your feelings, and that changes everything else. Right? So, but back to the message of Christmas, we've got to get back to teaching people the true message. And this message of Christmas should be every day, not just for a little part or a month. That love is the answer, and loving yourself first, and then you'll want to love others. But moving forward to the feelings thing, that manifests your reality. It really does. Everything comes from your emotion. When I was really depressed, you could have said to me, I wouldn't have done anything you told me to do, because I was so depressed before the spiritual awakening, unexpected spiritual awakening, that I wouldn't have listened to. I wasn't in a state to do anything. When you're that depressed, you're not interested in anything, right? You're not. And that I've learned from this awakening, that the only way to really target the depression was what I done, which was target the depression itself and feel it, and then you get insight into why you're feeling this way, and then you can correct it. You got to go straight to the core of the problem, the cancer. That's what you've got to do in all problems. And you know, it might be painful at first, but then you get insight into why this happened. Then you can cut the problem out. You cut it out, and then you start to love yourself, and then you start to heal, and things get less painful. And that's the true message of Christmas, and that's what we're meant to be doing every day. You know, but what does Christmas, like I say, teach children? You know, when you're in shops, you look around you and you're like, all this is doing is teaching people to buy, and they're all conforming to it, and they're all like giving into it, including me. Heaven gets on at you if you don't, because they're brainwashed as well. But that's what Christmas, that's the system for you. The system, like I say all the time, everything is dictated by finance and money. So the people with the money control the world, right? And then that's how the big internet giants control all the internet. Money controls money, right? So when people say money is not the work of all evil, well, it might not be, but it does control everything. It does control everything. It does dictate every single choice and thing going on. And so there is something demonic going on with money. And the people that don't have it are like homeless or can't eat or whatever. And the people that have everything and don't even care about that. They've got no empathy. But these are the kind of people that will have wonderful Christmases, but not a thought for those people that are really suffering. You know, but it's a demonic reality we live in, where everything is twisted. Even Christmas is twisted. You know, and people have had awakenings, but it only only happens when you go within. But there are still people that don't have that faith. You know, it's no guarantee that everyone's going to awaken. You know, because everything's a choice. Slavery's a choice. Freedom's a choice. Everything's a choice. Even war's a choice. War happens because enough soldiers agree to fight in wars. That's it. That's how they happen. Because they agree. Right? Governments, the 1% can't have wars all by themselves. Unless they have a boxing match and we can all watch. But no, we've got to sign up and say, I'll be a soldier, I believe in this crap. And I'll kill the other person even though I don't know them. And anyone that takes part in this kind of thing is a piece of shit to me. That's what they are. They're scum. You're a murderer. That's what you are. Murderer. You're taking part in war, murder, killing people. Not to mention the bombs that are going off and affecting the planet. And people talk about climate change. And that's another thing that gets me. You know, climate change, what's that? It's geoengineering is climate change. Weather is engineered by the system because we live in a simulation reality like many scientists believe. This is a simulated multiverse, not a universe, a multiverse. And he who controls the multiverse controls the weather. But people buy into it. The most stupid people are artists and famous people. They buy into it and they like put money towards it. People that I thought were actually intelligent. I thought like people out of the band R.E.M. were intelligent, but the fact that they put money towards it and not even doing their research, that's pretty thick. That's pretty stupid. So the people that you think are bright, see, the fame industry, like I say, everything's dictated by money and the system, and they have to control everything that we see and hear to control perceptions. Fame is just another part of that. Movies, film, that's why I don't look at movies as if, or even real films about real experiences as real, because everything's perception is controlled by the system at the top. That's what this whole video has been about, really. You know, I don't plan what I'm going to talk about, but I just channel and receive and give the messages. And what this video is, this message today has been about, has been the real message of Christmas and how we've forgotten it. How the system is dictated the message of Christmas, and the message of Christmas that is getting out there is money. Yeah, it's actually disgusting. And you've got couples and people getting married and consciously they're saying, "Oh, we love each other," but they don't really believe that. The man believes he needs to buy a ring or something worth a lot of money to show that he loves her. And it's actually sick. It's actually a sick, disgusting society that most people can't see. You only start to see this when you wake up spiritually. And when you wake up spiritually, it ain't a nice experience, because now you're aware. When before that's why they call it asleep, because you're not self-aware now. You're not aware of what's going on. When you're now aware, it's like someone's pulled the plug. Someone's, put a pin inside the little bubble. And oh my God, and you freak out, like I did at the start. And then you come to terms with it, and you realise that what we're living in is a demonic reality. That is being controlled, by the system, but the system is actually us. That's the deeper truth to it all, is that we, the people, are the system. Without the people, the system doesn't exist. And the people have got to get back to realising this. We make the wars happen, we make the system, and we can change it. Right? We can change it if we want. And it's not going to happen by voting, because government is just an illusion to distract us from the real system. It's like the man behind the curtain in the Wizard of Oz movie. It's an illusion, it's not the real system. The real system is the people. But they think that the power is to a separate illusion system, a government or something. But we've got to take our power back and realise that you only change the space that you're operating right now. And when you change yourself, you change whoever's interacting with you. They see that. And this is a very deep practice, but this is how you change reality properly. By changing the way you feel, the way you think, the way you feel, mindfulness, and then that changes the next space to you. And this is, if everyone did this, think how quickly the planet would change. These people that are in government, they're only interested in years to come, they'll be remembered, you see. That's all they really want. A bit like years ago, I still play music. I can't play guitars now because I've injured my finger, one of my fingers, but probably the middle finger sticking it up to the system so much. But I can play the dulcimer and a few percussion instruments, but I can't play the guitar. But I just want to go back to the message of Christmas and the real message. This is what I just channeled right now, just when I was speaking. I get this all the time. The real message of Christmas is what we are, which is love, which is presence. And when you're present, you become abundant. That's basically what we are, but we're trained to look externally. What just happened to me right now, and I just stopped talking, that happens to me all the time, because like I said earlier in the video, I'm not thinking when I'm doing these talks. I basically channel information that is within everyone, and when you go within, you're accessing infinite layers of self, divinity. So when I'm doing these videos, when I'm doing these talks, sometimes I'll get stopped in my tracks because it's the end of the message and I've got to say something else. Now people can believe that's aliens or UFOs if you want, and I'm not going to disagree, because there's an infinity of life out there. But the truth of the matter is, it's all one, you see, because everything must come as nothing, like I say. And nothingness is one infinity, you can't have two. So that means that the aliens, the UFOs are you. It's all one, you see. Like in this picture, you see everything stuck together. Like I said earlier, simulation reality, that's how everything's dictated by the system that controls all that. And but like I said earlier, the change doesn't happen from voting, it happens from going within. That's when your reality changes. When you change your emotions, you change your reality. Then you change your space, and then whoever's meant to change around you will see that, and that will affect them. It's like your parents. You're just an extension of your mum and dad. So you can't change your parents by talking to them. You change your parents by going within yourself and change you, because you're the extension of them. You are them. That's how you change your reality, is by going within yourself. And how does someone, I just want to end on this note, you know, how does someone go on this path of me? It's like this whole video has been about Christmas. You become love. You start to love yourself, right? And then you start to heal. You start to be kind to yourself, and then you start to heal, and that's ascension. And then that's on you on your awakening ascension path. And then you'll start channeling amazing information. It's all within you, you see. It's all within. But anyway, I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order and divine timing. Thank you for watching. Thank you.